This is something that I did not actually see coming, and I'm really surprised. It actually really caught my attention. So what am I actually talking about? In the recent episode of Gozuja, we have a finale of an entire series happen at episode 15, and I don't think this has happened at all in any Super Sentai. And it actually changes the way that this series is completely. It's not running the same as the previous 49 Sentais, which is absolutely crazy that they did a power move like this. If you watch this episode, it is really two main parts. You have the stuff where the Rangers are being Rangers, the bad guys are doing their scheming, they're talking, they want something, and then it literally leads into the end of the Sentai, which again, power move, Toei, power move. But not only did they kind of hint at this really early on in the episode, where Bouquet goes up to the Blue Ranger and says the world is going to change, you have it happen so quickly, and not something that is like, I don't know, say going on for like the entire series and then it happens at like episode 49 or episode 48. It happened so early on, and again, I've got to applaud Toei for this. I'm applauding you guys. Absolutely well done. That was the worst applaud ever, but well done to you. But if you watch this entire episode, it does that whole lead up, and you're not really aware of it until the main bad guy, Garudo, he gets his weapon and absolutely destroys the Red Ranger and all the rest of the team. And it leads up to that world-ending event. Now, because of all of this, the next part of the episode, episode 16, it looks like it's going to be a complete retelling, or who knows, it could be a really quick 1-2, here we go, maybe 2 episodes to go over the past monsters, then obviously to lead into everything going forward. Now, if that's the case, it's going to be interesting because I don't think I would want to see another 15 episodes of what we've seen already, just from a different perspective with someone completely brand new taking the lead. And yes, we all thought that the 6th Ranger, the Gozai Polar or Polar Ranger, it was actually going to be the 6th. Apparently, it's the 0th Ranger, or it is just literally the 1st Ranger in this, which again looks absolutely fantastic. This isn't a review of the episode, but majority of what happens is the main big bad guy obviously wants like the power to change things. So she needs literally 3 items, and you kind of think it's silly, like, oh, maybe this will kind of like happen normally, like the energy from these things or these items in general will slowly build up, and you know, her power needs to hit a certain level, and that's going to take another like 30 episodes or something like that. But it happens so quickly. So it starts off with mainly the Rangers just doing their normal stuff, the bad guys running around doing silly things to some degree, and until it actually gets to Bouquet, and she's like, the world's going to change, and that's where the tone completely switches. Toei's main website says that this is going to be episode 16 is the first episode, and that I think is such a big move because we don't normally get this. Normally when something like this happens, instantly just kind of carries on, like the world is completely changed. That is mainly it. But I feel like this is going to be permanent. Now, if they're going to do a reality kind of change, I hope that they only have a set amount of time before it actually changes and sets in. Will they restore it back to normal? Who knows? Do they need more rings? Who knows? At this point, the episode leaves you guessing. And that is what I generally really like in this. And when I wrote this, I didn't see the picture of the Tiger Sword with Gozai Red. Didn't see that whatsoever, or Gozai Wolf. So with this, I think there's going to be 2 ways. If they solidify the entire timeline, then Red's wish is going to be to restore everything back to the way it is. And since he is the only one that is going to remember, that is going to be the main wish, which I think is going to be a really good one, because from what I remember, he doesn't really have a wish, but because of the way his friends have probably changed, that is going to be his wish. I want it to be back to the way it was before. And he then goes around and collects all the rings, and even if he's not in, I'd say, the team anymore, he may just go around on his own to get that. And I think that is going to be absolutely cool. I'm glad that he is going to be the only one to remember, and maybe he unlocks the memories of all the others. Who knows? I'm very much looking forward to this, and this is a twist that I have definitely needed to see in Sentai for a long time. I want this to be the entire story arc for the rest of the series. I feel like it would be really cool if they just did this in like, oh, we've reset it in 1 to 3 episodes. I would absolutely hate this more than anything, and I'd be like, man, you've just taken a really good storyline and then just got over it really, really quickly. So I'd love to see it like last for pretty much the rest of the season. If you look back at the entire episode, a lot of money has been spent with the animations, with the 3D models, the way everything interacts, and I like that. I like that. So I'm hoping like the very end of the series, this, like, they pour so much money into it, it looks like a Marvel film or something. Like they put more time and effort into it. Now you've got these like perfect 3D models. You could use them all the time. But it's just so nice that they changed the kind of this normal story route. All of that happening. Because normally in Sentai it goes, introduce the Rangers. They all have their own backstory. They only have their small arcs. And then everything gets concluded. They all become friends. They defeat the big bad guy. And then you don't see them until the Versus movie or their own movie and stuff. So actually just like breaking the mold for this works perfectly, and it is something that I did not see coming. Gozuja to me has been doing things differently since kind of day one. They've really kind of changed things up, and I generally think this is one of the best Sentais that they have shown in a very long time. This episode did have one thing that does annoy me, and that's just the 3D tracking on the kind of 3D elements. But majority is, this has surprised me, and I think is going to go down as one of the best Sentais, or at least one of the top 5 moving forward. I know that they just did an entire series of the top 20, but obviously Gozuja is still going, so it's hard to say, hey, this is number 1 as it's still happening. It's something. I want them to continue breaking the mold, not just for this one Sentai, but for Sentai moving forward, because it needs to happen. This is how you make great TV, and this is how you come up with a lot of interesting storylines that keep your audience hooked. I think one of my favorite parts in this episode is just the ending, where it's like, yeah, our world's ended. I think the way they did it, perfect. But I am going to leave it there. What are your thoughts on this episode? Did you really like it? Do you like the fact that they're breaking the mold? Let me know down below in the comments and let's discuss. And while you're down there, why not hit the like button and subscribe button? I'm trying to reach 30,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and your help would absolutely mean the world to me. Thank you very much for listening and watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. I want to say a big thank you to all my Patreon supporters, and I wanted to shout out Kimono Cat. Your help goes a long way to help support the channel, and if you want to help support the channel, the links to my Patreon and channel memberships are listed below in the description.
あらあら、チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができます。